By daybreak, 41 of the giant mammals lay dead or dying on the beach. Scientists say this is the third worst beaching by dying whales known to man. Only in Mexico and New Zealand have more dead whales been found in one spot. Despite efforts by marine biologists and the volunteers from Greenpeace, none of the sperm whales could be saved. These whales are as long as 45 feet and weigh 30 to 40 tons each. Scientists watched helplessly as the whales suffocated within a matter of hours, their lungs crushed by their massive weight. A veterinarian put many of the animals to death. Scientists admit they still don't know why the family of whales became stranded.
Well, there are several hypotheses. One is faulty echolocation because of the gently sloping sandy beach here. Another may be that a parasite in the inner ear upsetting equilibrium. Another would be a disease phenomena. And another could be one of these social phenomena where the lead animal gets off course and the rest follow ashore.
Crowds gathered around the carcasses of the animals, but the whales were roped off after police discovered that vandals had ripped the teeth from some of the dying animals. There were reports the teeth of sperm whales are worth as much as $200. Marine biologists from all over the country are here, provided with an unusual opportunity to study an entire family of sperm whales.
We're going to learn an awful lot besides how they got here. We're going to learn an awful lot about sperm whales in general. This is a completely different kind of sample, if you will, than what the whalers take out at sea. They have some bias towards larger animals and so forth, and we'll learn something about the reproductive habits of these animals and their life cycles, what they feed on, more about their natural history.
The town of Florence now faces the huge task of disposing of the mammals. They will probably be burned or buried. That decision must be made within a few days because the decaying, bloated carcasses of whales have been known to explode. Scientists here say it is not uncommon for one or two whales to become accidentally stranded after losing their sense of direction, but they say it is extremely rare for an entire family of whales to become beached. Near Florence on the Oregon coast, this is Stan Wilson reporting. Channel 2 News.
While the scientists here continue to probe the mystery of the whale's misfortune, the job of disposing of the massive carcasses began this morning. But the fact that the whale's gigantic size alone presents a formidable problem is only part of an even larger problem. The odor from the decaying animals is best described as almost intolerable, and anyone who comes to see them cannot escape it. Only the scores of biologists cutting away parts of the whales for study pretend their noses are immune. Another part of the disposal problem is inexperience in dealing with 41 dead whales. Yesterday, a plan for burning of them on the beach was abandoned in favor of burying them in trenches along the face of the dunes. Today, burning was added to the plan, so it now stands like this. The animals will be burned in the trenches and then covered over. Yesterday, the Department of Environmental Quality was against burning the whales. Today, authorities agreed on burning out of consideration for the public. The alternative, they say, would be to risk making the area a health hazard with decomposing flesh. Residents who earlier opposed burning the mammals may be having some second thoughts, now that the unpleasant odor of the animals is faintly detectable occasionally, even in parts of the town. Getting it all over as quickly as possible seems to be the attitude. That may be 48 hours or more of smoke and odor drifting from the site. Shortly before noon today, the first of the once beautiful sperm whales was unceremoniously bulldozed into a trench. But even so, as the dozer blade gave a final nudge, the innate grace of the huge body was astounding as it slipped into the grave. And now we are left with the question, what went wrong to cause the whales to become trapped on the beach? In Florence on the Oregon coast, this is Pat Wilkins for Channel 2 News.
Bulldozers worked as quickly as possible today, gathering the 41 dead sperm whales and dragging them into trenches dug as mass graves. For sanitary reasons, the carcasses are being burned to destroy bacteria. It's a big and expensive job, with a lot of the money coming from state funds. Of course, there are also a lot of volunteers here from the scientific community, feverishly gathering information.
The 41 dead whales have had two major effects on the people involved in analyzing this event. Among the scientists, there is an overwhelming sadness. Whales are mammals, and 41 of them dying on the beach is taken as almost a personal loss. But along with that sadness comes the exceedingly rare opportunity to study one of the Earth's least known animals.
The lower jaw bones of the sperm whales are all being saved for both bone analysis and for the collection of teeth. Over the last few days, scientists here have been learning that this beaching is an important scientific discovery.
Well, it definitely is, because what we have here is a sample of animals that isn't duplicated in the whale fishery, in the commercial fishery. They're young animals, they're mostly females. In the commercial whale fishery, they generally go for older, larger animals, and they're mostly males. So we have good information. We can get good information here that will support what is happening with the information that's coming from the commercial fishery.
The data is being gathered to go to several universities around the country. Again, as yet, no word, not even a lead, as to why the whales came ashore.
It's expected that the carcasses of the whales will take more than 2 days to completely burn, and time is important in getting the job done, so that the beach here can be reopened and so that laboratory testing can begin to find out exactly what went wrong. From Florence, this is David Jackson reporting for Channel 2 News.